Welcome back to my kitchen garden. It is cold today. It doesn't feel like the end of April. It's only about 8 degrees, but I've decided while it's not raining I'm going to plant up my cauliflowers. Now I'm only going to put in 6 plants because I haven't got a lot of room, and they've been hardening off on and off for the last week or so, so they're pretty hardy. And I'm going to get them in this bed, but I've also got some Lola Rosso lettuce, which I'll show you as well, which is going to go next to them. And then between the gaps, I'm going to be sowing some chard and spinach. So, I'm going to get started. It's very grey. I think it could rain quite easily. So I've laid them out here. As I say, I've got 6 plants. There's just about enough spacing for those. And then when they're in, I should put some netting on them. Now you can plant these deep, but they need to be firmed in. Because they don't like to rock about in the wind. They like their roots to be really stable. So I've put the netting on the cauliflowers to protect them from the cabbage white butterfly when they come into season, because they will lay their eggs on the leaves, and when the eggs hatch, the caterpillars will then devour all the leaves. There'll be nothing left. With the lettuce, they get a lot of slug damage, so I'm using these slug collars. Now these are a great little bit of kit. You can get these online. They give plenty of space, or there's plenty of room for the lettuce to grow. But the slugs, if they climb up the outside, they get to this lip and they can't get beyond it. So therefore they can't get in and eat my lettuce. So I get to eat it instead. So I'm going to get on with those. So there's been a sudden change of plan. Now I had started off by planting my lettuce, but there was something at the back of my mind that it was just saying, I don't think this is a really good idea. Now I've just checked, and really the lettuce shouldn't go anywhere near the cauliflower because they will compete for nutrients, and the cauliflower can actually interfere with the development and the growth of the lettuce. Now I'm not sowing seed, I'm putting in actual plants, but I just don't think this is worth the risk. If you know otherwise, just please put a comment below. But I've lifted them and I've put them with my grilled beans, so let me show you. So I've managed to squeeze 5 in there. I've got 1 more to lift. I don't really know where I'm going to put it at the moment. It might just go in a pot. So it just goes to show we can all make mistakes, but it's best if you check and then you can rectify any errors like that as soon as possible. But the chard and the spinach can still go there, and I believe the radish can as well. I'll double check that. So all's not lost. It's just not going to look how I had it in my head. Coffee time. It's a beautiful morning, but it's only 2 degrees. This is crazy. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, end of April, 2 degrees. And there has been some evidence of frost last night. But I think that's all gone now. I noticed here it was some white crystals, but that's thawed out now. sweet peas are okay. But look at my strawberries. They are looking fantastic. They're covered in flowers and you can see fruit forming. These are the old strawberries. These are in their 3rd year. But they're looking fantastic too. I'm so chuffed. Real lush growth. So we may have a decent crop. There's a little bit of frost on there still, look at that. Broad beans. These are doing handsomely. Absolutely covered in flowers. So many flowers. And the lettuce, they've survived the night. They're happy enough. But I'm cold, so I'm going back indoors. Got work later. So probably won't get much filming done today. Just quickly show you the cauliflowers, they're happy. So we're getting there, folks, slowly but surely. So I spent the afternoon in the greenhouse. That's my view of the garden from in here. But let me show you what I've done this afternoon. Now, some weeks ago, I sowed the sweet corn. I sowed, I think it was 18 swift, but only 4 came up. And I didn't have any more seed, but I had a whole packet of rising sun. Now, I don't want to grow 2 types because they'll kind of cross-pollinate. So I've recovered the 4 that had germinated. I'll give those to my neighbour because they just grow a couple of plants here and there. And I've resown these pots with 18 of the rising sun. Now, I chitted those on a windowsill in the kitchen on damp towel till they had like the little root buds started to appear. So hopefully they'll now grow in these pots. But germination is not good. I sowed 3 courgettes and only have 1. I sowed 6 of the Golden Gate climbing beans, I've only got 2. I sowed a handful of the calendula and again I've only got 2. So I don't know if it's a seed or it's just the low temperatures we've had. I've got a single pongo bean. Now there's a story in itself. The lovely Danny, when I mentioned in a previous video that I hadn't got any pongo bean seeds, he said he'd send me some. They came, was it yesterday? But the envelope was all split open and there was only 1 bean in it, so they'd obviously spilled out on their journey. So that 1 bean is in that pot and it's very, very precious. I got 2 chilies, a Scotch bonnet and the Cheyenne. I've just given them a good drink. Most of that water's now been drawn up, so they've had a good drink. My marigolds, they're really ready to go out, but it just feels too cold. Cosmos, again, it's too cold. I've still got these onions, but I realise now that I think they're going to end up being composted. I might be able to just save the tops just for salads and stuff, but no, they're going to go in the compost because my ones that are under, can you see under that netting? They're doing really well now. They're getting a little bit crowded, but I don't want to touch the netting because I don't want to risk the flea beetle getting in there, so we'll just persevere with that. Ambassador peas, they're all starting to come up now. And this afternoon I've sown some rainbow chard and some purple queen beans, some Kent blue peas. I've got these cauliflower and lettuce left over, they'll go to a friend. These tomato plants are going to a neighbour. I've got 4 of the blotty come up out of the 6. Some more chilli. My one and only nasturtium. And up here are my main crop potatoes. They really need to go in, but I need to buy some more buckets, and plus it's been very cold, so they're all right there for another week, I think. And finally, these are my 3 tomatoes that I've selected. So I've got Rebel Starfighter, Copper River and Brown Boar. I've got a Black Beauty, and I've got some others to go into these halos, but I just haven't prepared them yet. I need some more compost. But once they start to show roots at the bottom of those pots, I shall lift them and then actually plant them into those halos as their final growing space. But that's it really. There's nothing else to show you because the weather's been so poor. I'm just not getting on with anything. One last thing, these are my runner beans and my climbing French beans Cobra. They're out here hardening off. They'll go back in the greenhouse tonight and then come back out again tomorrow. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. My goodness, I am so excited. Put my coffee down. So, I did a bit of filming this afternoon, and as I've explained, it's a bit limited what I can do at the moment because the weather has just been awful. But I went indoors to do some editing, and I just happened to go on YouTube Studio just to see how the channel's performing, and I'm 39 subscribers away from 2k. I can't believe it, I'm so excited. Now, when I started this channel, it was about 4 years ago. I remember in the first week I had 19 subscribers and I was over the moon. I couldn't believe anybody would want to watch anything that I filmed. And I've sat down this afternoon and I've watched that first video, and it was shocking, absolutely shocking. The garden looks completely different to what it is now. But yeah, come an awful long way, and it's you guys that support my channel that's made it what it is, so thank you so much. So I'm hoping that by the time I do my next video, I'll already be at 2k or very, very close. So, it's absolutely brilliant. So if you are watching this for the very first time, then please subscribe. Please give a thumbs up or thumbs down, because any activity or interaction on the channel really, really helps. Leave a comment. I'll get back to you. It may not be on the same day, but I will get back to you. And if you hit the bell icon, then you'll get future notifications. So have a fantastic week, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'm Annie, and this is my kitchen garden.